this is story time. In the midst of the story time, I'm going to put on my makeup because I'm going to do a try on haul for y'all on some cute outfits I got on vacation. I got for vacation. So I want to be able to show them to you and all that. But in the midst of, I am going to do a story time. Now the story time is, I have 3 sons and each one has a different father. Now each one of my sons do not look alike. Their personalities are totally different. But I met their dads at different times of my life. So that being said, I have love for each one of their fathers. Now in the midst of this, I'm gonna tell you, I'm putting this on. It's called number 7. Putting this upside down. If I can focus it. That's a primer. When I tell you, I know the container looks ratty. I've been having this for ever, years. This lasts forever. Now mind you, I already do my eyebrows on, honey, because my eyebrows, I look like an alien because I don't have no eyebrows. So I always put this in, moisturize, and put this in so I don't get any shine. So it helps tremendously. So I'm putting on, this is my summer makeup. If you guys, let me let it focus in. If it will focus in, I don't know. Hopefully it will. But I got this off an Instagram ad. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And this is my summer makeup. Why am I dripping it everywhere though? Girl, we don't waste no makeup. I'm dripping it everywhere. So, and I have a mirror this away. So anyway, in the midst of that, I met my oldest son's father. I was pregnant at, I had him when I was 18, my oldest son's father. And I just had, you know, sometimes you watch what you ask for, you just might get it. I just had it. I was young and I just had to have it. And I knew his brother first. I went to school with his brother, but I was in high school and I went to school with his brother, and I knew his brother first. Well, his brother ended up getting killed by his best friend. And it was just basically almost like an accident situation. It was like an accident. So I went to, my buddy was pregnant by his brother. And she was, at the time, she was 15. And like I said, we were in high school. She was 15. And she was pregnant by it. But I always noticed, you know, to me, you know, he was like well known in high school. And he was very, I mean, he was cute. He got a nice build, and I always noticed him, but, you know, that was my buddy's dude. And he wasn't thinking about me. He was, you know, he wouldn't have never thought about me, I don't think. He was so busy thinking about her, and she was so pretty. You know, she was pretty. So, anyway, so she ended up getting pregnant by him. He ended up not even seeing his daughter. He ended up getting killed. So she had a baby shower. And in the midst of the baby shower, after he already passed, the baby shower was over at, which he's dead, over at his house, his mom's house. She had a baby shower for her. And in the midst of the baby shower, his brother comes in and brings gifts, you know, that the mother bought. So I noticed the brother. Mind you, he's dead already, and they done had funeral and all that. But the brother, I ended up meeting the brother. And I was like, ooh, when I seen the brother. And I just had to have the brother. Brother looked just like, exactly like the guy, my buddy's boyfriend that just got killed. Looked exactly like him. That was crazy. So anyway, after all that, I told my buddy to hook me up. I wanted to meet him. So she ended up basically hooking it up or whatever for us to meet. And I was the type, you know, I wasn't that fast type of girl. He wasn't that, he was interested but not interested. You know, I was always known as the good girl, but I liked the street guys. And I was always known as that good girl. So mainly most of them respect me or whatever. So anyway, long story short, me and him end up hooking up and getting together. We was in high school, and we end up eventually, he was my first, and we end up getting together, hooking up and messing around for off and on for some years. And then I had my older son. Now, mind you, now me or him are like best friends now. I care about his welfare. I care about him. So I got my little LA girl. I love this LA girl. That is my stuff. That's my junk right there. So I'll put the lighter on right here. So anyway, so me and him, you know, end up, I mean, we went through our thing because we was in high school, and he ended up having other babies, and he and all that different stuff. We was just young, and he just wasn't, it just wasn't work because he was so young, and he just didn't have it together, you know what I'm saying? And I was young, so we ended up breaking up. By the time I was like 20, 21, we was really done. I was just so in love with him though at the time, because it was just, I don't know, you know how that is. So so now let's go into baby daddy number 2. Baby daddy number 2. Baby daddy number 2, I went to the Freak-Nik here in Atlanta. This is when I first got to know anything about Atlanta. And I was like, I want to move to Atlanta back then. And I kept hearing about this Freak-Nik, Freak-Nik, Freak-Nik. So I finally goes to the Freak-Nik, honey. And we looking like little church girls at the Freak-Nik, when all them girls looking like that. We was looking silly, even me anyway, at the Freak-Nik. But I seen my middle boy's dad. He just happened to be walking down the street. And I seen him, and oh, he was just too fine to me. When I see him, see, I was a sucker for looks and body. He was too fine to me. When I seen him, I was like, oh, I had another one. I had to have him. And I was like, he was walking down the street, and I was like, can you go home with me? And he turned around and he started smiling. And he asked me for my phone number. So I gave him my phone number, and I was with 4 other buddies of mine. I mean, it was 3 other buddies, because it was 4 of us all together. And we all went to the Freak-Nik for the first time. So he got my phone number. I didn't think nothing about it. It was quite a few guys down there. I ended up getting my phone number. So bet y'all know I made me the Freak-Nik, but I did not sleep with him that weekend. Okay, I'm a different type of breed, y'all. I don't be sleeping with everybody. Okay, I did not sleep with him that weekend. That's what we didn't do. Okay, let me get my family, y'all. All right, so what happened was, I gets back home after the weekend. Now I got this. I ordered this little contour thing. I ordered it off of eBay years ago. You see how long I got it? And I use it for my up here for my contour. So, and I do that right there like that. Ooh. So I end up going back home, and I end up getting a phone call. The number didn't look familiar, and I'm like, who is this calling me? So I answered it, and I didn't know exactly, because I gave my number to so many guys, but I ain't sleep with them. Okay, when I was there, we were just having fun, and I ended up he ended up calling me once I got back home to Indianapolis. So he ended up calling me. So we just talking on the phone and the phone and the phone. We ended up talking on the phone for a whole year. A whole year. We talked on the phone. And I'm calling him, and he gave me this phone number, but he didn't live there. I didn't know. And so I'm calling him, and he calls me back, but it was off and on. And I was falling for him. We was falling for each other. And turn around, honey, and he turns around, and come find out later, he was married. Okay, we was young. I was like 24 years old. Okay, 23, 24 at the time. So come to find out, he was married. But anyway, I didn't know that at the time when I was meddling around with him. So we were talking on the phone for a year. So we finally decided we're going to meet up after a year back in Atlanta. Well, mind you, we meet up because this fool on the run. Now, mind you, I like street dudes. And I didn't know he was that type of dude. Like my oldest son's dad, he stayed in and out of jail. My oldest son's dad, he didn't get shot. Oh, man, about, I know 2 or 3 times. He didn't get shot. So them the type of guys I was meddling. I was in the midst of a shootout with that boy, the oldest son's dad. So, hood. So we turned around and he was on the run. So he ended up being on the run in Atlanta. It goes back to Atlanta. So we ended up meeting up. Because I decided to go to Atlanta and visit. And I took a friend of mine. I used to take people. I was always on the road, hitting the road, going out of town. And so I took a friend of mine, with a chick that was a friend of mine at the time. And we went to Atlanta. She rode with me. So we went and had us a nice time, stayed at a hotel. And then me and him met up. Me and him met up, and he was just so raw. He was just embarrassing, just be loud. Oh God, I couldn't deal with it. But he was so fine, and he was just so embarrassing and loud. So we was meddling around, got to meddling around, and then next thing you know, we was meddling around for a while, back and forth, hitting each other back and forth from Atlanta, and could find out he was married, and then I was pregnant. So I ended up getting pregnant, you know. Of course, not using safe sex, y'all. I ended up pregnant. So I ended up having my second son. So my second son, I ended up having him. He was my prettiest baby. And ended up having him, and all of a sudden his dad disappeared. I didn't know where his dad was at. I didn't know where he went, where he was at, what happened to him all of a sudden, because he used to keep up with it. And then all of a sudden he act like, you know, they knew what type of girl I was, but all of a sudden he like, I don't know if that's my child. Okay, I give you that. Then all right, then don't worry about it. You ain't even got to be a part of his life. I'm not tripping. And mind you, I owned a beauty and barbershop. So this is where the third baby daddy come in. So in the midst of while I was pregnant, going back and forth to see my second boy's daddy, I used to see this guy come in the shop with his girlfriend. And I used to be like, ooh, he's sexy. I like him. Another street dude. And I liked guys that had reputation in the streets. And I was a good girl, but I wasn't no pushover. And they knew I was a good girl, and they liked me because they knew I was a good girl, but I wasn't no pushover because my family was known in the streets, but I was a good girl, per se. I know how to get around, survive, and do the hood stuff, but you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they turned around with that, and I'll have my eye on him while I'm going back and forth to Atlanta to see the middle one I'm pregnant by. So he talking about he don't, you know, think it's his baby and this and this, and I'm like, okay, I ain't tripping. So I had a bunch of little guy friends who like me, like, girl, don't worry about that. I'll be the baby daddy. I'll be the baby daddy. I had guy friends. And then I was even talking to this Pakistani dude. So I was like, I was trying to get rid of him. Never had sex with these dudes now, even though I was pregnant. I just had guy friends. And this Pakistani dude, he was fine. And I thought I could get rid of him because he was so cheap. So I thought I could get rid of him finally because he didn't know I was pregnant and tell him I was pregnant. He didn't care. He like, I don't care. I like you. I really like you a lot. And I want to be with you. I'm like, dang, I thought that was going to run him away. So I had other old boyfriends, and they like, I'll be the baby daddy. I'll be the baby daddy. They all be the baby daddies, but it wasn't nobody going to give up no money. They just gonna be baby daddy by name. So anyway, once this guy, I say he come, I would have my eye on, they used to come to my beauty shop. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I had a beauty barber shop. When I tell you I was a kid in a candy store, all the men used to come in there and I used to have my eye on who, and I'm the owner of the shop, and I'm like, ooh, he fine. Ooh, he fine. I might wanna holler at him. Girl, that's where I met my boyfriends at. I ain't had to go to no clubs. I ain't had to go nowhere. I met guys at the shop. Now, I sleep with all of them now. So, anyway, now I got this old blush out. You can see how old it is. I've been having it forever. I don't even know the name of it. I've been having it for so long. But that's what we wearing today. So, I get honey to start talking. I seen him, had my eye on him. So I had a barber in there, and he was friends with the barber. So I had the barber. I told the barber, I tell him I like him, and tell him I like to talk to him. So he wasn't with his girl this time, because I just kept my eye on him, and me and who I was pregnant by wasn't together no more. He like, you know, because we wasn't together, and come find he was married and I was pregnant, and you couldn't tell I was pregnant at the time. I wore full clothes, and I used to come in and out my shop, you know. Didn't know the other stylist, who I thought was my best friend, close friend at the time, not my best, but very close friend, was talking about me like a dog. Didn't realize that. Because she had her eyes on my third baby daddy too. She had her eyes on him too. So anyway, so I end up, he ended up running out there telling dude I want to holler at him, the third baby daddy. And he was really known in the streets. They was terrifying him in the streets. But he was so fine. He was tall. I was sucker for a fine man. And it ain't no people be talking about somebody fine, like, oh, that nigga ain't cute. No, these dudes is fine. My baby daddies, you know, some of them, they look like they've been through it now. They got older, because I'm in my 50s, and they look like they've been through it. Not the middle one though. The middle baby daddy, he's still fine. But anyway, so I end up getting a number. We end up talking and whatever, and eventually he end up, we talking off and on. He end up getting locked up. He ended up getting locked up on some kidnapping stuff, because he was in the streets. Somebody tried to rob him. He figured out who it was, so he went and they kidnapped him and all that. That's what type of guys I talk to. Street dude, and be in the streets making that money. So anyway, how we end up getting close was, he ended up getting locked up. He ended up getting locked up, and he's calling me from jail. And I eventually told him I was pregnant. I ended up telling him I was pregnant before he went to jail. I told him I was pregnant. And he was cool with that. And then we just kind of talking off and on. And come to find out, he ended up getting locked up. He hit me up. So once he ended up getting locked up, let me find some eyeshadow y'all to put on. Because this is my little traveling bag. This is my traveling bag with makeup. I have a big thing where I have a makeup here at home, but I have my little traveling bag. So we're going to see what type of eyeshadow. I got some eyeshadows down in here. I'm going to put this on. So I'm going to put this eyeshadow on. So anyway, he turns around and we end up talking while he locked up, and we end up getting closer and closer and closer. You know how that penitentiary mess is. So we end up getting closer and closer and closer and close. So we end up getting so close that it end up, don't do this at home, y'all. I end up marrying him while he was in jail. Yeah, I did it. These are the colors that I'm going for, y'all. Right here, those colors. I don't even really know. This is called Color Design. It's basic little trial size, whatever, but that's what we're going for today. Because we're going to keep it simple, since I'm going to be doing this trial haul. So, we turn around and we start getting really serious, and I end up marrying him while he was in jail. I didn't tell my family or nothing. Till one day I shocked him and told him I'm married. My mother about had a heart attack. My daddy did too. And I'm a daddy's girl. So I end up marrying him while I was in jail. And he ended up doing like 2 years. I got an attorney, paid him, got him out of jail. And I had my best friend there at the time. She was my, I know people probably was talking about me, how stupid I was. And I had my best friend there as my you know, as my maid of honor or other thing. I got it, you know, I went and we got married on St. Patrick's Day. I was 27 because I had Romello when I was 25. So I had my middle boy when I was 25. My oldest one I had when I was 18. My next one at 25. So I got married, I paid, got him out of jail. I wrote a letter to the judge and tell him about, you know, wanting him, have him come home. And he had a rap. He had a serious rap. But I think after my letter and trying to get him saying that he's changed and this and that, and the good gonna be, you know, all that, we married, they let him out. So they let him out, and I went to go pick him up. They let him stay part of the time at a halfway house, and I went to go get him. And then we ended up having another wedding about a couple of months later. My mother found him a job. He ended up getting him a nice job at a place where they did like a refrigerating place where they sold a lot of I guess where they sold a lot of fruit and vegetables and stuff, and he had to stock the semis or whatever. So he ended up getting a job and doing, and oddly enough, he messed around like crazy, y'all. But oddly enough, he did real well for years. He took extremely good care of us. Ended up getting a nice job, still in the street. Kind of changed himself around. So we ended up married, and I ended up pregnant with the next child. So I ended up having him at 30. My next son at 30. And so I ended up having him at age 30, and he ended up adopting my middle boy. So, and he loved, my middle boy looked exactly like him too. So he loved my middle boy. He, you know, he was really his, and my kids. So, girl, he messed around so much and did whatever. But things ended up changing, and he started using drugs, ended up having a bad drug habit, and that ended up breaking us up. And then all of a sudden, the middle boy's daddy came out of nowhere. I didn't know he was locked up in penitentiary. All this time, I didn't know where he was. And as soon as he got out, off a technicality, years later, he's supposed to have been his life in there. After a technicality, he got out, he called me with a beeline, and then all of a sudden, he wanted to see, he believed it was his son. He was mad that I ended up getting, my ex-husband ended up adopting him, but he said he wasn't his. He didn't believe he was his. And my ex-husband, don't worry about it, he can be mine. I adopted him and have him in my name. I respect my ex-husband for that to this day, even though we're not together and he's still dealing with bad drug habit. I respect him because he took wonderful, my family respects him. He took wonderful care of them. And so the middle boy's dad ended up upset and mad, and I'm like, you said he wasn't here, but you should. I'm like, honey, I ain't getting ready to let you no grass grow under my feet. You don't want him out. These men out here wanting him to be they child. I ain't tripping about you, baby. I can get me somebody. And so they all was like, I'll be the baby daddy. Okay. And that's how that went. So he ended up being me and my ex ended up splitting up. He ended up turning around, getting another woman pregnant, getting strung out on drugs, my ex-husband. And so we ended up getting divorced, and then all of a sudden, that's when my middle boy's dad came in his life, and he's been in there like a champ. So I had to give it to him. He feels bad about my ex-husband. He said he respects him so much for taking care of my middle boy and the boys. He has utmost respect for him, and he hates that he's going through what he's going through, which I do too. I hate that he's going through what he's going through, but what can you say? But so that's to go to say that I never really got no child support for none of them, but really too much, because the ex-husband was on drugs. The oldest boy dad never really done when it came to money. But if I wanted him to watch any of my kids, even my other ones, he would watch them. Now, he was there for a champ to watch the kids. The middle boy's dad, like I said, he just ended up coming in the picture later. So as of that being said, I have total respect for each one of my baby daddies, and I love them. I do. And anybody will have to respect that who I'm with. No, I love them. In love with them? No. It's a difference. I love and respect each one of those boys' daddies. And I would never talk bad about their dads to them boys. Because I love and respect them. So, and then I would tell anybody, I was in love with each one of them. It just come a different time in my life. And I love my boys to the moon and back. Will I do things differently? No, because I might not get the same kids. I might not get my same son, and I love my sons, and they love and respect me. So, and thank God for my family, my dad and my mom and my brothers and my uncles for being a village to be able to help me with them boys. They grown now and being wonderful sons. So, that being said, I would not do it again. I still love the dads. I met them at different times in my life. Yeah, I got 3 baby daddies, and I'm like, so I definitely would do it again if I could have my 3 sons. If I had to change and have different kids, do anything differently, I wouldn't have married nobody in jail. That's what I wouldn't have done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know, you gotta mess around and know that that's not a good idea. Cause them guys gonna get out and live life, and once they get out and live life, they gonna be messing around on you and stuff, cause they done lost out a lot of time in life. So you can't get mad at nobody but yourself. So as we finishing up on this, I got some. I've been having this forever, y'all. Eyelash glue, looking like hair glue. It does wonders. I've been having that forever. Okay, ever. So I'm going to put me some lashes on. I bought these lashes. I love the ones that look like I bought these from Beauty Supply. I bought them from Beauty Supply. Love them. Love them. So but yeah, that being said, each one of my baby daddies, I talk to them, we laugh, we talk. Sadly enough, the ex-husband not too much because he's on a different journey. But before, he had gotten clean for a while there, and we would laugh and talk or whatever. But now since he's back at what he's doing, we don't really talk. And I hate that because he's on a really bad path. And he was such a wonderful provider. He was a whore, but he was extremely good provider, and he made sure we had. And he always gave me nice gifts. He did this and that. He would, you know, but he was, oh God, keeping up with him. Oh Lord. But you know what? Sometimes you get that stuff back for treating people, being such whorish and doing all that. Karma is a son of a gun. I tell you that. Karma is something. And I wouldn't wish that type of karma on nobody, y'all. If y'all wondering what I'm looking at doing, I'm trying to cut the edges of these eyelashes because they be too long. So I got my little scissors and I'm trying to cut the edges off because they be too long and they be hurting my eyes and stuff. So now we're going to put that glue on here, baby, because, you know, as y'all see, I got braids again. I did not, summertime is mainly braids for me, so I haven't worn my regular hair, and I know a lot of people like it when I do the hair tutorial on me cutting my hair and all that. So you'll get to see that soon, but right now it's braid time. Okay. So now I got my glue on here, baby. Baby. So let's put that on there. Y'all probably see I have to put it this way, so you know, put that on there. Get it just right. Just right. You see that? Get that sucker just right. But anyway, yeah, so that is the story with that. Each one of the boys respect their dads. It's sad that the youngest one really doesn't have a relationship with his dad right now because of the drug situation. But before he was staying with him for half of a second. Each one of the boys has tried staying with their dads, and I wanted them to try that because they're young men. And I wanted them to try staying with their dads, but unfortunately, it ain't work out the best. The middle one, it was okay, but his dad got so many kids, and he was upset because he felt like he was watching the other kids. And my oldest boy's son, it was, you know, stuff with that. They have a relationship, but it was stuff with that. Like I said, because of the drug situation, the baby boy don't have a good relationship. He don't even want to see him right now. He don't want to talk because of past events and things that happened. So I try to encourage him to, but you know, they get old enough and they make their own decisions. So if y'all wonder what I'm doing, I'm trying to put this glue on this lash. That's what I'm trying to do, so we get these lashes popping, y'all. So so that's the whole dynamic of that. But it's neither here nor there. They make their own decisions. My kids are grown now, so they make their decisions and what they want to do. I have but I just glad I have good, respectable young men. You know what I'm saying? From the guys that I've been their dads, because the dads are street dudes, and my oldest son is kind of street. I ain't gonna lie, my oldest son is street. He is street. We grew up together. He's still street. The other two are not street. They're not street. But youngest boy, college, got his own business and work at Home Depot. The middle one has a banging YouTube channel, does excellent. So that's why he got me trying to get on my business about my YouTube. So, cause his is booming. So, but anyway, you see that, you guys? Now let me find a cute little lipstick to put on, and then I could be doing my try on haul after this video. So if y'all been wondering, I'm doing a try on haul. Let me find a cute lipstick to put on. I'm gonna put on a nude lipstick, and then we do the try on haul. I don't know why I love this lipstick so much. This is a MAC. This is a MAC, and I'm not sure what's the number. Y'all ain't got my glasses on, I can't see, but I don't know if it focus up. It takes a minute for this thing to focus up. Make me mad. But I love this lipstick. So anyway, so that's my story. It might have been kind of long, but that's my story about my baby daddies, my 3 baby daddies, and how I met them and our relationship now and the love I have for them. I have total love. I don't want nothing to happen to either one of them. I know a lot of women can't stand their baby daddies. Not me. I have love for my baby daddies. And probably because I ain't have no extremely bad situation with mine. It just, I just moved on. The situations didn't work out, or it was something else going on with the situations. Was I hurt by them? Yeah, I was hurt by all of them. Mainly the ex-husband and the oldest boy's dad, because I was so young, and the ex-husband. But the middle one, not so much, because of how our relationship was. But like I said, if I do it all over again, yes, I would. I would. And I love them. I love them, and I care about their welfare. So I hope this guy, y'all like my story time about my baby daddies and my 3 sons. And I hope you like my makeup. I know it's simple. Like I said, I'm going to do that try on haul in a minute. I still, let me put some more makeup on this because I have not finished. I still got to put my, I forgot about that. I got to put my highlight on and, let me see my other brush. I'll do this. This is my powder. So I'll do that. I almost forgot about that part. I do that. And this is just a little pressed powder to make sure you get that nice baked shine and all that. Because I didn't show you the powder I used under my eyes. This I got from the beauty supply. This is the powder that I use on my eyes. What's the name of it? It's called HD Set Forget. And I put that, but I have to do that lightly or it has me looking all too, what you call it, chalky and stuff in pictures under my eyes. And that's not a good look. So now let me put my highlights on there, y'all. All right, y'all, here it is. And this is called Marabella. It's gold. And I like to put that gold under to give me that little hint of some on my nose and up on my cheeks. So I always do this. Get that little, and then right here, and blend that in. And on my nose, blend that in. And then I always put on my chin, just a little bit, and give it a little highlight, a little bit. And then right through here. Just right through there. Okay, and that's what we do. So, well, once again, I hope you guys like my story time. Please comment. You know I can't talk, y'all. Comment, like, and subscribe. And make sure y'all have a blessed day. And until next time, and if you have anything else you might want to know or some little stories, hit me up. All right, so y'all be blessed.